Damn it. See, you try to be smart and do things properly, and you get muted, and you try to be fancy. What's up, people? How you doing? Seeing Caleb is in the house. How you doing, brother? Figured I would just do a little quick Q&A with you guys before I head over to MSK streams tonight. So, what's going on? Nobody in the chat right now. Got two people up in here. Got any questions? Let me know. Well, three people up in here now. What is up, John Cena? What's going on, brother? Figured I was gonna do just a little Q&A for the people them, little bit. Spent some time up on here doing something by myself while I wait for MSK stream to start. If you guys haven't subbed to him, make sure you sub to MSK. But other than that, just chilling. Had a pretty decent day today. Didn't do much, but it is what it is. Just wanted to touch base with my peoples, man. How you guys doing today? I don't really have a topic. What up, Maddie? How you doing, bro? What's going on? Glad you can make it. I mean, I don't really have a topic, so if anybody got something to talk about, you can talk about it. I just did a nice little stream with Chris Goodman. If you know him, he's been on Storms Live a couple of times. So if you guys watch that, you've seen him over there a couple of times. He does his top 3 and stuff like that. It's a good stream, man. Check out his channel as well. Does a lot of good work over there too as well. So much appreciated once again. That being said, anybody got any questions? Oh, glad to have you, man. Not a problem. Definitely glad to have you. Usually when I do my streams, I'm always with somebody, and it's either me, Danny, Geshka, or whatever. But sometimes you have to go dolo. That's what I'm doing right now, going solo, doing what I do. Hopefully, get some questions from the chat because right now I'm just mumbling because I have no idea what to talk about. But you know what? I can start with I watched the final season of The Flash. And man, was that a butt fucking boring ass stupid fucking season, man. Oh my god, it was so trash. John Cena asks, do you think we'll see a new suit upgrade in Matt Reeves' Batman at the end of the movie? Mm, I don't know. I really don't know. Um, I don't think so. I actually think he's probably not going to get the suit till like maybe middle of the movie, so he'll probably end it with the suit that he had. We'll see how good it does at the box office. If it does well, then maybe we'll get a part 2 to it. But it all depends on how good it does at the box office. What's up, Kavari? How you doing, man? Glad you could make it. Like I said before, just chilling out with my peeps. Figured I'd do a little something real quick for you guys. I'm gonna head out to MSK stream a little bit later on and see what's going on over there. But for now, I figured I'd just do a little something. Have you been watching Superman, Lois and Clark? I've watched up into the break, so I believe there was maybe 2 episodes after it came back, and I haven't watched those 2 episodes yet. So, hey Dandelion, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Just talking some trash with the people that came to see me, so much appreciated all you guys that came over here. Spider-Man 3 Multiverse or Tom Holland's solo movie? When you say Spider-Man 3, you mean MCU Spider-Man 3 or Tom Holland's solo movie? I don't know. I want to see the multiverse. I want to see Tobey Maguire. Don't really care about Andrew Garfield coming back, but I would definitely like to see some multiverse stuff because I think that's where Marvel is going right now. So it's about time we start getting some multiverse stuff, man. We really start getting into that. Eternals trailer didn't do it for me. I know it was a teaser trailer, but because I don't know much about the comics, I really could care less about the trailer right now. They introduced a big character that we haven't seen in live action in a long time. Who did? John Cena. Are you talking about the Batman movie? It'll be interesting. I'm going to see it. I hope it's better than Christopher Nolan's Batman movies because you all know that if it wasn't for Joker and The Dark Knight, I would have rated those movies like bottom of the barrel. So I hope they do multiverse. That's like, yeah, me too. 100%. I hope they do it. Yeah, Superman and Lois, like I said. Oh, they introduced a villain in there. Oh, okay. So maybe I'll go and watch it back. I liked what they were doing with the Lex. I liked that they kind of redeemed Superman because he was trash in Supergirl, but the kids annoy the fuck out of me, man. Like I can't take the kids, can't take the two kids. They bother me, and that's one of the biggest issues that I do have with Superman and Lois right now. But so far, we'll see. I'll check it out. I got to finish that because I just finished Black Lightning, which I thought the season finale for that was mediocre. Um, I watched the last two episodes of Flash with the different forces and shit, and Flash was just like, holy cow, this is absolutely trash. Seeing Army of the Dead, I must say it was trash. Yeah, you're 100% it's trash. Action is good, but the things they made in the story were they just didn't make no sense. Also, thanks for the Wednesday show. Oh, I know you will. I have faith in you. It's funny because the last stream I did and you were on there and you were commenting, I was like, wait a minute, Dandelion doesn't have a wrench? And I was like, nah, I have to fix that like right away because you've been a big supporter. You deserve a wrench, you know what I mean? And I know you'll do what you have to do in the chat if anybody gets out of line. So, you know, you have my respect, that's for sure. That's why you get your wrench. But yeah, man. So right now I'm just chilling. You're very welcome. No problem. Did you hear that Impulse is being introduced in this season of The Flash? Um, I watched the last two episodes. I thought that was the season finale. The way it ended, I was like, this is season finale, but I guess not. So, because Chris said it's not the end of it, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll watch it. I mean, I think they need to do something different because from the first episode I seen to this one was absolute garbage. Like it didn't keep me invested in it at all. I watched it because it is the Flash, but that's basically about it. So one of the most cringy, poor written, and badly directed movies I've ever seen. Um, there's parts, you know what I mean? It has its merits. It has some good parts. It has some bad parts in it, but yeah, the bad outweighs the good for sure. Just some stupid shit that he did in it. And I said this before, I said on another stream, if he would have just focused on the heist and not the daughter coming in, fucking shit up, and then bringing in the cop, just so much decisions that he made is what like straight up cliche, straight up garbage. Have I watched Titans? Absolutely, I have watched Titans. I've watched season one and two. I like them both. I'm excited for season three. I think what they did to Starfire in the second season was dreadful because her character was absolutely useless in that season. So I hope they redeem her. The problem that I had with season two was like every episode they were introducing a new character and they didn't focus on the characters that they were supposed to focus on. So that's what hoping they do when that one comes around again. Army of the Dead with Batista wasn't that bad. I like the Tiger. I like the Tiger too. Like I said, there were some things in the action scenes that I did like. When it came to certain parts of the story, it just was like, why are you doing that? There's no reason to do that. You can still keep the intensity level that he had by just making it the heist and fighting the zombies instead of having to bring the daughter when you know the daughter's going to leave and go off and look for certain people and then, just stupid shit like that. The Tiger was good. I think Tiger should have been utilized a little bit more, but when the Tiger got that kill, I was happy for that. Are you excited for season two of Stargirl? Absolutely, I am. I actually seen a post on it recently. I just don't remember what it was that I seen. I think it was starting soon or when it was starting, something like that. But yeah, 100%. The first season of Stargirl was fire. Um, I think I gave like every episode a A when we did our review of it. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Can't wait for Cobra Kai season to start. There's a lot of things I'm excited for. Anzo, my man. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? What's up, Poe? Glad you can make it. Glad to see you in the house. Did I hear that Joaquin's Joker is getting a sequel? Oh God, no. Oh God, no. Please no. Please no. Well, you know what? I guess they could, but I didn't like the first Joker. I'll be the first one to tell you that. And the reason why is because it seemed to me like it was a movie that was written for something else, and they just slapped the Joker on it, made a few changes, and said, "Hey, we'll call it Joker so that we can make money off of this script." That's how I felt that it was with that. I don't feel like it was like originally made to be a Joker movie. Remains to be seen because no information like that has ever come out yet. That's just my opinion. But if they do a part two, I'll see it. Hopefully it's better than what I said. A lot of people like Joker. Just for me, it wasn't just wasn't one of the greatest. The actor said Titan season three is going to be the best so far. I'm excited. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I like what they did with Deathstroke, and I can't wait to see what they do with season three. Did you see that Warner Media is considering selling off WB Games? What could this mean for the DC and MK games? Um, Depends on who they sell them to. MK will be fine because they have a formula, and no matter who buys it, they're not going to let NetherRealms mess up that formula. So, because if you know, it's NetherRealms that makes the games in Mortal Kombat now. It used to be can't remember, slipping my mind right now, but yeah, now it's made by they're made by NetherRealms Studios. So yeah, as long as whoever buys it doesn't make them mess with it and don't put no fucking Cole Young in the game, so I'm good with that. What up, Gamer King 316? Glad you can make it. Black Panther, Deanna Guerrero is reprising her role as Okia in the original spin-off series for Disney Plus. Really? They're making a spin-off series? Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. Give me more Okoye. Give me more Black Panther. I'm fine with it. Did you see the Terry Silver tester for Cobra Kai season 4? No, I did not see it. I just heard about it today. I'm gonna go look for that later on tonight because I can't wait for that one. Unless I'm so behind on shows, I've never seemed to have time to watch them all. Yeah, that's the thing, man. If you miss, like, let's say you're watching Flash, you're watching Black Lightning, you're watching, and you miss one or a few of them, and you have to go back and watch three different shows, like a whole season, yeah, that could take forever. So I can completely understand that. Um, Yo, Anzo, I see that you did. See what you did for Robin. You're a good guy. Have you seen The Boys on Amazon, and do you like them? Um, I really didn't do nothing. I mean, I was just me, gave him advice, you know what I mean? I'm 46 years old. I don't know everything. God knows I don't know everything. But what I do is I at least try to give my experience that I've had and how I got around them and try to teach people not to make the same mistakes I did. And yeah, I kind of helped for him. So I'm happy for him. I wish him all the best. I hope it works out, man, because I try my best to do what I could to make that work for him. So Rob's a good guy, always will be. You know, a lot of the guys I stream with, I have nothing but high praise for them. Danny, Geishka, LDG, um, JJ, Chris Knight. I have nothing but high praise for these guys, man. It was good for them to allow me to come into the circles. I appreciate it all the time. I tell them all the time. And it's like people say, "Oh, Anzo, you're doing this," and I'm not doing anything, man. Like I'm not doing anything that wasn't done for me. I just try to give back to the people, and that's it, man. I'm not trying to do anything special. I'm just trying to be me. Um, it's true, Anzo. Joker is getting a sequel. It's confirmed with Toad Phillips co-writing the script. I don't even know who the hell that is. Probably won't care. But you know what I said? Like I said, man, if they want to do it, no problem. I'll watch it. I watch everything superheroes. I watch everything Star Wars and then everything else in between. But when it comes to the movies that I go see, it's superheroes, Star Wars, and then if there's something else I want to see, but there's not like a genre where I say, yeah, I gotta see this movie. But when it comes to Star Wars and when it comes to superhero movies, I have to see them. So it's just what I like. Can you see Zack Snyder doing a Star Wars film? Oh, hell to the fucking no. No, 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 no. I do not want to see him do a Star Wars film. He may be able to get some of the action down well, but it's just, well, depends on who writes it. Because, and I was saying this the other day, we give these directors a lot of slack or we get on them for a bad movie, but we got to also remember that some of the writing in these movies are really bad, and no matter what kind of director you have, if you have shit writing, there's nothing you can do about that as a director. Now, when it comes to Zack Snyder, he has a lot to do with the writing process. So that's where you can give him some of the blame. But if he's directing a Star Wars movie that someone else is writing and it's a good story, then yeah, I think he could do it justice as a director. But keep him away from the writing, man, because his writing is bad. His writing is bad. I hope Joaquin's Joker crossover with Robert Pattin's Batman. If they do that, that's what I think would be the most logical thing for them to do, is to cross it over, right? Because they're doing this kind of real world type of thing. And even though I haven't seen the Batman yet, it looks like it's kind of grounded in like more real world, like Christopher Nolan's Batman was. So I always said that if they did do that, then yeah, it's possible that a crossover would definitely work. So we'll see if that's where they're going to go with it. Seeing your face right now makes me really want to misbehave. I'm down bad. Um, you're down bad. What's wrong, man? Well, keep your head up. I always say this, and it's facts. When you're down, you can only go nowhere else but up. Sometimes when you're down and it looks like you do not see a light at the end of that tunnel, it's only because it's maybe far. Maybe you're not looking in the right places, but there is always that light on the end of the tunnel, brother, man. So keep your head up, keep smiling, force yourself to do things that you like every day, even though when you get up out of bed, you don't want to do them. Just keep doing what you're doing, man, because you never know, man. Like I would, I was, I was depressed. I didn't want to be here. You know what I mean? I fought it every day and I got out of it and I'm pretty happy now. I'm really happy now. I can't complain. So eh, it's depression is a fucked up thing. It really is. When you're depressed, you get in this situation where you feel like no one is around you to help you or no one's there for you. When people really are in your corner, they just not may not be there to help you the way you think they should. But sometimes it just takes someone to talk to, man. Just take a phone call and talk to one of your boys. Go out and have a drink or something like that. That's right, Dandelion. Never be scared to ask for help. You know, never be scared. It's not easy to do it on your own. I did it on my own. I got out of it on my own. I wish I had people to help me. I I did. I can't say I didn't. Some people tried to help me and I pushed them off. You don't understand what I'm going through. You don't know. You're not in my shoes, blah, 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 all that talk. But at the end of the day, I did snap out of it. I took it one day at a time. And sometimes you may need to change the environment that you're in because that's what happened to me. I had to change the environment that I was in and I felt a little bit better about myself. I was living in a trash ass apartment and then I got a like apartment that no one ever lived in. Everything was like brand new. And just that alone, like made me feel a little bit better. I was living in the dark all the time. Blinds would close middle of the day. All you would have was my TV light on. But when I moved into that new place, I said I'm gonna start new. And I always kept my blinds open and I always kept light in there. And I just kept fighting that depression every day, man. So keep doing that and I hope it works for you, man. Thoughts on Aaron Taylor Johnson as Craven the Hunter? Yeah, we talked about that today. Um, I would have liked to have seen someone different, maybe um, Keanu Reeves or Jason Momoa or somebody like that. But he's a good actor, so I think he'll do a good job. I'm not worried about that. Superman and Lois and Stargirl are the best thing CW ever produced. I wouldn't say ever, but you know, for me, Superman and Lois has some work to do. But Stargirl, yeah, I could put that up there as one of the best. Are you gonna do a Loki watch party? Yeah, I probably am. Yeah, I probably am gonna do a Loki watch party. I misspelled the name Todd Phillips, so that's okay. Don't worry about it. Would you like to see Zack Snyder Spawn movie? I think Zack Snyder should stay as far away from superhero movies as possible. Let's just put it that way. Listen, I liked Justice League, his cut of it. I really did. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't think he can do a movie that's less than 2 hours or 2 hours on the dot, you know? They always have to be these long movies. I think he puts in a lot of unnecessary stuff. The slow motion that he puts in there is just really getting out of hand. Everything is a slow motion scene. Again, I don't mind. Like, I don't hate Zack Snyder's movies. I really don't. I think he can do action scene better than that. What I would like to see him do is a G.I. Joe movie. I think he would be good at a G.I. Joe movie. Which film will you see for WC Slate, The Batman or The Flash or Black Adam? If you're asking me which one I will see all of them in the theater first day. I will go see Batman, I will go see Flash, and I will go see Black Adam. I know Rock's been teasing that the Black Adams has started to shoot, filming, they had the script and everything. So that's going to be good to see. Can't wait for that one to come out. Definitely. Spider-Man cameo and Carnage. I heard there's rumors of something like that going on, and with Spider-Man going back to Sony, I could see that as a possibility 100%. Joaquin Phoenix will be an old man when Batman is around Cavari, besides not the same universe. No, they are not, but I think there's a what. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, because I didn't even think about it. But when he went to go see Bruce Wayne's father, Bruce Wayne was a little kid. So yeah, you're right. What's up, JJ? How you doing, my brother? How you doing? Oh, damn. Chats are going off. Okay, let me get to that because Ninja put a $2 super chat in there. So I want to get to that one real quick. The problem with Zack Snyder is he needs a leash around his neck from going overboard. I can 100% agree with that. Hey, cutie. How you doing, Matt's Mom Bear? How you doing? Glad you could join in. Never be scared to ask for help. That is correct. I think Rob is wrong. Venom 2 might be good with Carnage. I think it's going to be pretty good too. Like I said, I definitely interested in seeing it. I liked the first Venom. I don't care if people, oh, it's not Venom. But when I went to go see it, I knew it wasn't going to be the Venom that we were used to. So I put that into account when I went to go see it. Is a perfect movie? No. Is there things in it that are funny or stupid or whatever? Like he says, yes. But it's a decent movie. That's for sure. Um, do you use your Xbox or PS5? No. More. Real talk, my Xbox. I haven't touched my PS5 in months. I think I played the Spider Man game, which I didn't finish, so I can go back and finish that game. But when it comes to my system, I play the Xbox a lot more. Everybody I know is on Xbox, right? Danny's on Xbox, JJ's on Xbox, Geishka's on Xbox, so I use that more. If they were on PlayStation, I'd probably use the PlayStation more, but I'm not even gonna lie, the PlayStation 5 joystick is amazing. I know people are still having a hard time getting it. And yeah, I hope they do get it. I was glad I got mine because I'm just glad I got mine. I'm just glad I got it. The mold in my apartment definitely adds to my depression. Well, you definitely got to get that mold out of there. Mold can make you sick, Mads. You know, speak to your landlord. Like, do whatever you can. Like, yeah, mold is not good. I recently watched the movie No Country for Old Men. Have you seen it? What are your thoughts on it? Yes, I've seen Old Country for Old Men. I thought it was an okay movie right up until the end. Wasn't really happy about the way it ended. It's decent. Man, Cavari, you are irritating sometimes. What did he do? Don't worry. It's all good, guys. By Anzo, do you think Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck are great casting for Batman and Superman? Absolutely, 100% I do. Yep, too much slow motion. I agree with you. Ninja, $2 super chat. What's up, Anzo? Zack Snyder should do a Star Wars movie. You think he should do one? Well, you know what, Nindroid? You know a lot more about the Star Wars universe than I do because you read all of the books and everything like that. If you think you would be a good fit for it, then I will definitely take your word on that. I only want to see a new Spawn if it's Michael J. I know. I know, Mads. I know. Hey, Biggerford, what's up? Daniel's Hot Topic. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming by. Have you seen Suicide Squad? It's so sad that the next one will be a reboot and pretend that the first one did not happen. Listen, a lot of people hated the first Suicide Squad. I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't great, but Margot Robbie and Will Smith, their chemistry together was good. Even Rick Flag, the guy who played Rick Flag, was good. There were some good things in that movie. There really were. Was it a great movie? Absolutely not. But I don't think it was trash. I don't think it was trash. Star Wars movies are long, so it would fit his boat. Yeah, you got a good point. Definitely like that. He can make a 2 hour and a half Star Wars movie. Absolutely. That would work. I agree, Anzo. For the love of God, keep Zack Snyder away from superhero movies. Um, I think he did his time. It's time for him to move on and do something else now, He wants to do his zombie universe, so go ahead and do your zombie universe, brother. You know what I mean? Make sure you have a good time with that. Do you think Henry Cavill and did that one already? Well, yeah, I do think they are great castings. Absolutely. I think Ben is the best Batman ever. Michael Keaton used to be that, but it's Ben. And you all know that I don't like Christian Bale as Batman. I just can't take his voice, and his voice throws me out of the movie. So I really can't take that. What is up, Jason Lee? How are you doing, my brother? I did a stream by myself. I should have invited you and JJ in here, but I'm not going to be on too long because I'm going to end up going over to MSK stream in a little bit. So what's up, Ninja? Ninja said I like Venom. It could have been better. It was a popcorn movie, though. Yeah, absolutely. And that's basically what it is, right? You got to go into it with expectations that it's not going to be the Venom that you wanted it to be, and that's what I did, and I didn't have an issue with that. I really didn't. Want to hear something else? I saw once. What if I told you of Disney's cartoons allowed a teenager girl to get murdered with a sword through the chest? What Disney cartoon is that? Please tell me which one that is. Just watched the first episode of Superman and Lois. I really liked how Captain Luthor, the guy in the robot suit, is the savior of Crisis. His Earth was destroyed, but he somehow survived. You know what? I like the Luthor character, and like I was saying earlier, I don't hate Lois and Clark. I really don't. It's just for me, I have a big issue with the kids. I don't like the kids. I'm not feeling them at all. I'm not feeling their vibes. I think it could have been so much better without the kids, man. I really do. Just give me a second because my headset's just died. Uh, my top three Spider Man films are Spider Man 2's Into the Spider Verse and Spider Man '02. Well, I will say this. Spider Man 2 and Into the Spider Verse are definitely the top Spider Man movies. Absolutely. Then I'd probably go with Spider Man 1. Fuck the Amazing Spider Man and those shit. I ain't into that. Zack Snyder would be good for a Star Wars movie. Just don't let him write it. Yeah, that's what I said. If he directs something, then he could probably direct as long as he's not a writer on it. I can definitely deal with that. Um, we just need someone else to write it if he does a Star Wars movie. Maybe he could do a Sith movie. I really don't know. A Sith movie would be good. I think that's what they should focus on. They should give us an actual Sith movie. I would definitely be okay with that. Uh, do you think Canberra Ashton is a top five boxer of all times? Ooh, I haven't really seen enough of him to say. I really haven't. So, mm, top five boxers: Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, George Foreman, Sugar Ray. Those are some of the best boxers. So I'd have to see more of him to even say that. Kavari, you have a serious vendetta against him. Um, Jared Leto was really good in Suicide Squad. He was just wasted by the script and writing. I don't know about good. I don't know about good. I think he was better in the Snyderverse. I really think he was better in that. But yeah, he needs to be redeemed. Deadshot and Private are best characters in Suicide Squad, in my opinion. Deadshot and Margot Robbie for me. Harley Quinn. I really did like the Harley Quinn character. I really do. If Christian Bale's voice would have been different, would you have liked him more as Batman? You see, that's a good question. He probably wouldn't take me out of the movie as much, but it's not just his voice. I didn't like his suit. I didn't like his bat suit. I didn't like the tumbler. The only thing I really liked was the motorcycle. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Bigger Forward Entertainment. It's a recent cartoon called Anaphoria. The girl that got murdered, her name was Marcy Wu. Hmm, okay. Definitely check that out. Oliver brought back the multiverse. People say there's no more multiverse after Crisis, but the Flashpoint movie also proves that the multiverse is back. Otherwise, the Flash could not visit Earth 89. I don't think the multiverse is back. I just think that some of the planets, or not all of the planets, were destroyed. Um, I guess I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's how I took it. But you know, so excited that Michael Keaton Batman is back. Absolutely, 100%, 100%. I like Michael Keaton's Batman. I was a big fan of Batman '89. I know people say, "Oh, it was campy and corny and shit." No, it was really good. I liked it, so I can't wait for that either. Why does people think Zach writes his movies? He doesn't do your research. I know that. I didn't say he does. I didn't say he wrote his movies, but he does have a hand in writing them 100%. He may not do all the writing, but some of the decisions he makes, I want this to happen, write it like this, write it like that. He definitely has something to do with the writing. No, he doesn't. He doesn't take all the blame for the writing, but he takes some of it. Michael Keaton was my first live action Batman I ever saw. My first was Batman Returns. It was in 1992. My mom brought me to Kmart. I was 5 and I went to the electronics section to play some Super Mario Brothers. Wow. Damn. I mean, I can't say that it was mine. I'm 46 years old, so I seen the first Batman 89 in theaters, and I seen the second one in theaters. I think I seen all of them in theaters, to be honest with you. Even the shitty Val Kilmer one and the shitty fucking George Clooney ones. Yeah, I seen them all in theaters. With The Flash being a multiverse movie, do you believe the rumors that it's going to wipe away the Snyderverse? Well, I think if that's what if that's what DC is trying to do to get away from the Snyderverse, that's the best way to do it. And I've said it many times. They panicked, right? They could have kept the course, did what they had to do, and use Flashpoint always as that saving grace. So let Snyder do it, do his multiverse, then have the Flashpoint movie, go back, and then you could change things the way you wanted to. You still keep Henry Cavill, you still keep Ben, you still keep Gal Gadot, you still keep Jason Momoa, and then you could just do the movies the way you want to do it. But because it didn't make $1 billion, because it wasn't up to Marvel standards, they panicked, and then what they ended up doing was just, you know, throwing shit at the wall and seeing if it works. You know, Star Wars Bad Box on. So you think we're gonna get that grade A episode this week? I don't know, man. I haven't watched it yet. I think it comes out tonight. I'll watch it because we're doing the roundtable. But I I hope we get an A episode. I'm really looking forward to an A episode. Michael Keaton is the best Batman, then it would be Ben Affleck for second. You see, I have no problems with that, Nintroid. Absolutely not. I say for me, it's Ben because Ben had the look. He did a very good job. The fight scene in the factory was the best, but Michael Keaton's my number two, hands down. So I went to the electronics section. I started playing some Super Mario Brothers, and afterwards, I saw Batman Returns on the shelf. So I asked my mom if she could buy it for me, and she said no. So when did you see it? I hope we do, Jason Lee Tugger. Good night, Alonso. Good night, Dandelion. Fluff. Glad you can make it. I'm really glad you passed by to check out the show today. It's always a pleasure having you in the chat. Do you think we'll see a spiral sweep? Well, I've been keeping up on the money it's making, and to be honest with you, uh, I don't think so. Oh, now, what this last movie did do is it did help to bring the whole franchise of a whole to $1 billion, but I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see a sequel. I hope we do. I really do because I was a big fan of the Saw movies, but and Spiral movies, and I hope I get a sequel, but it's not looking good. Kavar, I swear to God, if you trash Snyder one more time, I'm gonna get mad. No reason to get mad, Andrew. It's his opinion. You know, we all have our opinions. You may be a big Snyder fan and love him, and that's fine. And he may not, but don't get mad because someone doesn't have the same opinion as you, man. Movies are so subjective, and you just gotta respect what people think. You know, I don't get mad when people say something I like is trash. If they don't like it, they don't like it. I'll sit here and trash fucking Last Jedi all day. Rob likes it. It is what it is. Happens. So what I did, I was 5 and I wanted to watch it. So I peeled off the plastic off the VHS, popped it into one of the VCRs, and Batman Returns came on the TV, and that's how I watched it. Really? You're a gangster as a kid, eh? You just said, fuck that shit. I'm gonna take this off, put it in the VCR and watch it. And you were actually in the store that long that you could watch the whole movie? Really? He bashes a ton of my head every day, Johnson. It's okay, man. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Don't let don't let someone's hatred for Zack Snyder or someone's liking Zack Snyder or whatever they like bother you, man. It is what it is. I was just on Chris's stream and Zach was in there, and I know Zach's a big Halloween fan, and since that was the topic, I was just trashing Halloween. You know what I mean? I don't like Halloween, and he does. That's his opinion. It's okay. I don't hate him for that, and he shouldn't hate me for not liking it. Any MCU films of Phase 4 you were excited to see? Fantastic Four, I guess. And we didn't even get a real, you know, showing that it was coming. But other than that, mm-mm, mm-mm, not really. Yes, Sandra's my opinion. Why do you hate me? Yeah, you can have your opinion, bro. Damien Scott, what's up? How you doing? I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you coming in. Okay, no need for name calling. That is correct, Mama Bear. However, the first Batman movie I ever bought or my mom bought me was 1997. I was 10 and me and my mom were at Zellers and I saw my mom in a shopping cart and I saw a big cart in it and the cart. Okay. First Batman movie ever got. 1997. 89. Okay. Yeah. So, but which Batman did you get? Did you get 89? Did you get Batman Returns? Because after the third one, after the second one, rest of them are trash. So I love Zack Snyder's film. I'm in film school, and he's a big inspiration for me. Well, you know what, Caleb? That's 100% correct. But just because someone doesn't like him, don't let that ever ruin your inspiration. Don't let that ever down what you feel. What you feel about Zack Snyder, nobody has to feel that way but you. That's all that matters is what you like because you are you. And if you like it, then love it. If anybody else hates it, then fuck them. You know what I mean? You don't have to get mad. Just be like, hey, you don't like it? I do. So be it. You're not the only one that likes Zack Snyder's. I see your posts. I know you're a Zack Snyder fan. 100%. And if that's your inspiration, and if that's what gets you into film school and making the kind of films that you want to make, then you continue to do what you need to do. And don't worry about what anybody says. Don't let anybody's negativity about anything stop you from doing what you love. If you love Zack Snyder and he's the one that's getting you into doing all of this stuff, then you can continue to do it, whether people say he's shit or not. It's a fact, bro. I think the Fantastic Four 2005 film is underrated. Yeah. Okay. Let me explain something to you guys. I am old as dirt. So when you say like Fantastic Four 2005, you gotta tell me which movie it is because I do not remember which one came out in 2005. If you're talking about the first one, it was okay. The Rise of Silver Surfer was absolutely trash, but the first one was okay. I don't hate you, Kavari. I'm just tired of the Snyder bashing from you. It's okay, man. Don't worry about it. And you see, this is the thing. There's a lot of people that don't like Zack Snyder. So you're going to be defending yourself from all of the bashing constantly. If you just go on Twitter, you can see all of the bashing for Zack Snyder. You don't feel like you have to keep defending it if you like it. If you like it, just ignore what people say, man. Fuck them. People have their own opinions. You're going to like it. Some people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to continue to trash Zack Snyder, even if he makes the best movie ever made. Someone's going to find something wrong with him because they just don't like Zack Snyder. So you do what you got to do, man. Keep it up. Keep your head up. I saw something in a bag, a black movie box with a B. So I asked what was in the bag. She kept trying to keep it away from me, but I got it. And she brought me Batman and Robin, my first Batman movie. Ew. I'm sorry that had to be the first one you got. Yeah, I really am. I mean, if you liked it, especially as a kid, you probably did like it, right? But yeah, that movie is bad. Directors I like for James Cameron, Steven Spielberg, Tim Rasamari. All good directors, but you got to understand something. They haven't all made great movies. They've had some good ones. They've had some misses. Happens to everybody, right? And people are going to criticize them because all of us here think we're movie critics and we're this and we're that. So you're always going to get people criticizing their movies. Now, my opinion doesn't make it right. Um, his opinion doesn't make it right. Your opinion doesn't make it right. But what your opinion is your opinion. And if you feel like that's what it is, then who gives a fuck what anybody else says? Facts. 100%. I said I like I like Thor: The Dark World. I get shit for that all the time. People tell me I'm fucking crazy for liking Thor: The Dark World, but I liked Thor: The Dark World. I liked it better than Ragnarok, and people love Ragnarok, and I can't stand it. But I would sooner watch Dark World before I ever watch Ragnarok again. You know, people call me crazy for it. I don't care. It is what it is. That's what I like. The Fantastic Four with Chris Evans as a human. Yes, I know, but there was two of them. There was the Fantastic Four and the Rise of the Silver Surfer. So if you're talking about the first one, I can 100% agree with you. It's not a horrible movie. It's not a great movie, but it's not horrible either. But um, the second one, Rise of Silver Surfer, is hot shit, basically. With DC moving forward with Batman, Aquaman 2, and Black Adam and the Flash, would you say DC is going down the right path? I would like to say DC is going down the right path. The only problem with DC is um, their stories aren't that great. You know what I mean? So if you can put some good stories behind these three movies and they're good, then absolutely they're going down the right path. But you see, what we need to know is, are you doing a connected universe? Are you doing multi-universe? What are you doing with your universe? Are you just making one-off movies? If that's the route you want to do, then I have no problems with that either. Whatever. Just give me some good damn movies, man. Give me a good Batman. Give me a good Aquaman. And definitely give me a good Black Adam. Anzo, what are your opinions on the fighting words from LDG and JJ on the Rumble tonight? Mm, I didn't see that. I did not see that. What fighting words? I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Rumble. Okay. Did they call me out? Let me know, Austin, if they call me out. And then give me a tag, like what time it happened, so that I can go back and watch what these fuckers said about me. I watched Batman and Robin so many times. I was so happy. I saw it so many times. I got a little bored of it. So a year later in 1998, I brought Batman Forever, and that movie was so good compared to it. Eh, for me, it's Batman 89, Batman Returns, and then the rest of them were just like, ugh. So, what is your most anticipated MCU phase for a project? I'm hyped for Cap 4, Spider Man 3, and Fantastic Four. Well, I don't think Cap 4 is coming out in Phase 4 because it just got announced a few right after Falcon and Winter Soldier. So maybe if that's on the slate, yes, absolutely. Fantastic Four, I'm excited for. Spider Man 3, I definitely want to see, especially if they're going into the multiverse stuff. I would definitely be happy to see that. Batman and Robin. Okay. It's called constructive criticism, Andrew. Okay, guys, relax, calm down. It's all good. You know, it is what it is. I will say the old Fantastic Four movies are great, but I think they are fun. I know it's not Galactus that looked like in the. Oh my God! Don't get me started on the fucking Cloud Galactus. Please don't get me started on that piece of shit. Like you get a little fucking silhouette of the fucking things on his helmet, and that's about it. And they want to call this fucking. No, that was not Galactus. Marvel will do Galactus a lot better than they did. At least I hope they do. Mainly the challenge when it comes to defending your grand title. Oh, I ain't worried about them dudes, man. I ain't worried about them dudes. Actually, who won? Tell me who won tonight. Uh, yeah, you're crazy, Hanzo. Yeah, I've been called crazy sometimes, but what it is, what it is. We do what we do. You know what I mean? James Cameron had Terminator 1 and 2. Sam Raimi had Spider Man Trilogy. Tim Burton had Beetlejuice and Batman 89. Spielberg Jaws and India. Don't forget E.T., bro. Spielberg had E.T. as well. Um, James Cameron had Terminators 1 and 2. That is correct. He also had the two highest grossing movies of all times at one point. And I think Avatar went back up as the highest grossing movie of all times again. So, yeah, he still has that. We all like trash movies. It's about opinions. As long as someone isn't being disrespectful, it's okay to have different opinions. It's not an echo chamber in here. That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, people want to fucking get on me for liking Thor the Dark World. No problem. I just give the finger and say, fuck you. I liked it. I don't give a fuck whether you did or not. That's how it goes. How about this? I like Thor movies equally. That's fine if you did. I hated Thor 1 and I hated Ragnarok. So I get teased for liking Wonder Woman and liking chocolate. Yeah. Wonder Woman, the first one, yes. 84, no. If you like that, you're damn right you're going to get teased for it. And yeah, I think the whole world knows how much you like chocolate, but nothing wrong with that part. Nothing wrong with that. Thor the Dark World was fine. I get the hate of the main villain, but the rest of the film was decent. Absolutely right. And I don't know if I answered your question earlier, but yes, Nindroid, um, whatever you do will be 10 times better than that Ryan Johnson shit they gave us. Trust me on that. You're doing the wrong path. Vicari is throwing things at the wall and see what sticks. Yeah. The comedy is the problem with Ragnarok. It doesn't work because Hulk acts not like Hulk. You are 100% facts with that. And me being a big Hulk fan and growing up and reading all the comics, when I watch that and I see what they did to him, I'm just like, nah, fuck that. I think it would have I think I would have liked the movie War more if they stayed true to Hulk's power and had Hulk beat the shit out of Thor in that arena like he does in the comics, like he does in the cartoons. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you read the comics, when you read the cartoons, everybody's scared of Hulk. Hulk is the strongest there is. There's not many times, at least not any times that I remember, where Thor wins a fight with Hulk. I know Terrence said there are a few, but I don't think so. The Flash looks like trash. It sounds like it'll be a jumbled mess film. Hopefully they changed the Flash's suit, which they showed a new picture of his suit, so that looks okay. And fix his running. You gotta fix his running. If you fix his running and fix his suits, I think then yeah, we can get a good Flash movie. Because like I said, when people saw the Josh Whedon, oh Ezra Miller, he sucks as Flash, he sucks as Flash. But when Snyder Cut came out, he was a good Flash. So he was decent. I mean, we never know. Warner Brothers might have a plan we don't see. You are 100% correct, John Cena. I've said that a few streams ago. I'm like, just because we don't know what their plan is doesn't mean they don't have one. Um, they may have a plan. It's just will they be able to execute their plan, which is what I'm hoping they can do. Yeah, so it makes us Hulk fans look dumb. I agree with you 100%. What they did with Hulk, I didn't like it, and I hope they change that. You guys in the chats are going off today. Much appreciated. I love all the support. I had some flavored beer today. It was pretty good. Flavored beer? What flavor? I don't want no flavored beer. Just give me a regular beer. I want no beer that tastes like strawberries or some bullshit like that. So I don't know if it's me, but I'm not as hyped for Batman anymore. I wish we got the Ben Affleck movie. It sounded really dope. You are correct. I wish we would have got a Ben Affleck Batman movie too, but at the same time, I'm still looking at the trailer that I seen, and I was like, yeah, this looks like something that's decent. But again, I've seen so many trailers for movies where it's like, oh shit, this movie looks like it's gonna be so good. Last Jedi, and then went seen the movie and it was shit. Last Jedi. So sorry, Nindroid, but I had to put that out there. Do you think James Gunn will go back to DC after Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I have no idea. He's doing Suicide Squad, right? If Suicide Squad is a hit, and I think DC gives him the money, why not? They give me the money, I'll go back. Um, well, yeah, the way it's rude. Okay, guys. Well, yeah, the way you do it is rude and not good. Takes like my friend, like Enosh. Uh, bringing up Enosh. The fucking cloud laughing my ass off. uh, oh, Yvette one. Oh, okay. So LDG and JJ talking trash over there, but Yvette won. Good job. Literally, DC literally doesn't have any direction or plan. It's just solo movies not connected to anything. Even their DC films are not even that connected to the universe anymore. Um, from the outside looking in, it does look like they have no plan, but I think they may have something, man. I think they may have something. I was gonna say that, oh, they probably can't go into it with no plan, but Star Wars did that, so yeah. Do you think that's funny, Kavare? You're a jerk sometimes. What are you guys arguing about? Come on, guys. We're talking about movies over here. Is it really worth that? Arguing? We're talking about directors and shit. Is it really worth arguing? It's not. Facts, Khalib. I like Jason X. Austin, if you were on the chat right now, if you were in the panel right now, I would Phantom Zone your ass for that liking Jason X shit. Oh my god, that movie was so bad. The kills were good, but the story and no, it was bad. And I get it. You don't go watch a Jason movie for the story, but at the same time, that was a hot fucking mess. I gotta say that. As I was talking some shit. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'm glad she likes chocolate, or else she wouldn't be watching me. So I'm good with that. Hulk acts like Hulk in 2003 and 2008 films and Avenger one. Yeah, I can agree with that. In the Hulk movies, yes, and in Avengers 1, a little bit. I just don't like how in Avengers 1 they have him when he walks and jumps and fights, he looks like a monkey. Like, go back and watch it. The way he moves with his hands on the ground, he moves like a monkey, and I hate that. I think the Incredible Hulk had the best looking Hulk, and I think that's the Hulk they should have stuck with. Have Hulk look like that. But you see, now you have Hulk looking big like that. He's more menacing, and then you have to make him more menacing in the movies. So I think and Marvel has is accustomed to doing that, to where they put down the powers of the characters, like they depower them. They're not as strong as they should be. Because Hulk should have not lost to the Hulkbuster. Hulk should have not lost to Thor, and he should have at least put up a better fight with Thanos. I don't mind him losing that fight to Thanos, but you see what they should have did is to give that move or that scene more stakes, is to show throughout the phases how powerful Hulk is. And then when he gets his ass whooped by Thanos, it's like, holy shit, right? Because you have him now. People go back, yo, Hulk fucking destroyed the Hulkbuster. Hulk beat up Thor in the arena, but Thanos came in and whooped Hulk's ass. More stakes to that. So they should have definitely did something more with Hulk. Incredible Hulk is the best adaptation of the Hulk in live action. Facts, 100%. I've been craving donuts lately. It's ridiculous. So go get yourself some donuts, bro. You know what I mean? If you watch Geisco Screen today, like he started at 7, and he texted me. He's like, coming on, and I looked at the time. I'm like, oh shit, it's 7 o'clock. So he's like, yeah, I bet you I know what happened. He's like, you were eating and then you fell asleep. I was like, yeah, man. I was having a craving for some KFC all day, so I ordered a fucking 14 bucket of KFC chicken with some French fries and gravy and shit. And the chicken was cooked good. The chicken was good. The fries were good. The gravy was fucking fucking fire today. So I scoffed that down, and when I laid on my couch to watch some TV, Sandman hit me and I was gone. They were Italian ice flavored, I mean cherry blue, raspberry, and lemon. Donuts? Okay. They offered Michael Keaton to come back as Batman in Crisis on Infinity Earth, but he declined. Yeah, that is correct. They did offer him to come back, and then they used a reporter instead. Would have been good if he did come in. Hey, what's up, some geeky guy? How you doing, man? Glad you could join me once again. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Warner Brothers has Bat Wheels, Super Pets, and Black Superman. Marvel has Spider-Man 3, Fantastic Four. So who has the better plan? Okay, so again, Marvel has had a plan and has Kevin Feige and has been doing this for like 10 years. Now I get that you may not be happy with the lineup that they're coming out. Um I'm not too happy with the lineup that they're coming out with, but I'm hoping that at least the movies are good. I'm not sitting here and saying, "Oh, it's going to be trash." A lot of people are complaining, Black Superman, tokenizing, Black Superman, Black Superman." I don't care. As long as the movie's good, I could care less. Like I said, I don't care if they made them Asian, they made them Hispanic, they made them black, they make them white. I don't care what they do. Just give me a good movie. That's all I want. All right, that's fine. After all, that's why I'm doing these cuts so I can fix them into what fans like. You would like that one. Absolutely. I see what you're doing, Android. Keep doing what you're doing, and you know, you keep doing what you're doing, you'll get noticed. Someone will notice you, and you're young. So if they notice you when you're young and you get into that situation and you get into doing certain things the way you do it, or you get into Hollywood, you'll be set for life. Just do not forget me when you do make it. You know what I mean? When you're going down the red carpet because one of your movies is being nominated for an Oscar and they ask you some questions, you remember to say, yeah, one of my biggest supporters, Anzo, Big Afford Entertainment, YouTuber. Make sure to call me out, brother. It's Jason in Space. It's the funniest movie I ever watched. I can agree with that. It was more funny than anything, but it was bad, Austinator. Oh Lord, you guys still going off. I'm not even gonna bother with that anymore. Okay, Daniel's hot topic. Also, did you know that Warner Brothers and Tim Burns were going to make a Superman movie in 1998 called Superman Lives? It was going to be an adaptation. That's the Superman storyline. Nicolas Cage was Superman. Yes, and if you haven't seen, um, what is it? The Life and Death of Superman, What Happened, or something like that with John Sepp used to be on the John Campea show. He did a video, a documentary on that. You got to go back and watch that because, man, it's a good thing we didn't get that movie. That movie would have been a clusterfuck. It really would have been fucked up. It looked like they were going in a place that looked good, and then the studios came in and were like, no, we want this, and no, we want this. And they just basically were ending up ruining that movie. Thor and MCU was great in Thor 1 and Avengers 2 and Infinity Wars. That was, yeah, I agree with you. He was good in those. Hulk running like Kong. Yeah, in the first of Avengers, he looked like King Kong. Like he was moving around like King Kong, slamming the ground. Like, what the fuck? Why they have Hulk looking like a monkey for? No. KFC is great. Yeah, I know that shit was fire today, bro. I can't even lie. Or he was going to be Superman. However, did you hear the rumor that Nicolas Cage may be Earth 89 Superman? We may see Michael Keaton Batman and Nick Cage as Superman. I didn't hear that, but that would be fucking interesting. I would definitely be down for that. It's just Nick Cage is a little bit old now, but I'm pretty sure he can still pull it off. Probably have to buff up, but I'm pretty sure he can still do it. Not donuts, the beer. It came in a separate. Italian ice flavor. Really? Hmm. Okay. What was the percentage of alcohol? Like 5? It's not really beer. What's better, KFC or Popeyes? You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna say KFC. And hold on, before you say anything, we only have a KFC in Ottawa. I'm in Montreal, so it's like 2 hours away. And I've never had American Popeyes. I've had Canadian Popeyes, and Kentucky's better than that. So I saw Quiet Place 2 at the theaters today and I loved it. Oh yeah, that's right. The sneak preview was today, eh? Hmm. Okay, good, because I want to see it too. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the theater to see it, but I definitely want to see that movie. Honestly, all I want is good movies. Me too. That's it. That's all. KFC. Hey, how'd you know, Android? Yeah, you're right. I don't give a shit who is in it. I don't care about who's directing. Okay. Mark Hamill is one of my favorite actors. He's Luke Skywalker, the trickster, and the Joker. Mark Hamill, I don't blame you for that. He is one of the great ones. One of my favorite actors back in the day was Harrison Ford. I liked almost everything Harrison Ford did. You know, he did movies like Frantic. He did Air Force One. He did these movies that you guys probably never seen yet, but they were good movies, you know. And when he did The Fugitive, man, I made an event of that. You know, I didn't go see it in theaters, but came out on video, rented it. Me and my boys came down. We had a big old blunt each, and we sat down and watched that movie. Those were some good times, man. Good times. What I would do to be young again. If the movie is doing its job and is entertaining, then I'm okay with it. Absolutely, 100%. Nick Cage as Superman, I'd be down to see that. I think a lot of people would have been down to see that. You know what I mean? If they didn't fucking. You see, the problem with Warner Brothers is they like to get involved in these movies way too much instead of letting the directors do what they should be doing. And the Snyder Cut proves that you should have just let him do his movie. You know, most people like it. I know it's pretty much um, a majority that we all like it more than we actually like the Justice League, right? So they should have just let him do his movie. Enjoyed Oscar winning director, damn right. Both KFC and Popeyes are trash. Churches is dope. Well, I don't have a churches over here. At least I don't think. No, I don't think there is a church over here. Um, KFC, a lot of people say it's trash, but I ain't gonna lie, man. When when I order KFC, sometimes it's a hit and miss. You know, sometimes I get in and I'm just like, what the fuck? This like last time I got it before this one, chicken had no flavor whatsoever. I was like, what the fuck happened to the 11 herbs and spices? They had like not even salt and pepper on this motherfucker, you know? And then when I got it today, that shit was juicy. It was cooked nice. The salt, pepper, the spice, everything came out well. So, better Harrison Ford character, Han Solo or Indiana Jones? I go with Han Solo. I like Indiana Jones, but I gotta go with Han Solo. Han Solo was the first person that got me into liking Harrison Ford. You know what I mean? And I've always been a fan of him since Star Wars. So Harrison Ford is the original, but I love me some Indiana Jones. Don't get it twisted. Except for Crystal Skull, we don't talk about that one. But love me some Indiana Jones, man. Christopher Walken was going to be Brainiac, Courtney Cox was going to be Lois Lanes, and Chris Rock was going to be Jimmy Olsen. However, it was going to cost over $300 million to make, and DC said no. That is correct. And not only is they wanted to make Superman where he couldn't fly, and they wanted his villain to be like a spider with a head or some shit. Just go watch the documentary, The Life and Death of Superman. What happened? I think that's what it's called. I'll try and figure out the name before I get off of here real quick, so you guys get the correct name. But it's a good documentary. I mean, Nick Cage as Ghost Rider in the first film was fire. Disagree with you. I hated the first Ghost Rider. I hated the second Ghost Rider. I did not think Nicolas Cage fit in that role whatsoever. I just didn't see it. Um, there's a local place that has the best chicken bonus. A lot of eye candy. Oh, chocolate eye candy, Matt. Hmm. Let me guess. You got some big buff chocolate up in there, huh? That's what it is. Some Michael J. White looking motherfuckers up in there, huh? That's the eye candy you like up in there. Cause we know it ain't no white chocolate. We know it ain't no. It's definitely some dark chocolate. Probably pass by there every day just to get a little glimpse of some. Like, you know what? Should I buy some chicken today? No, I won't buy it, but I'll just walk by to see. You know. Yeah, we know. Is Harrison is Harrison Ford better in his younger days in movies or when he's older doing movies? And do not give a damn. When he was younger, his younger movies were great. I don't think, I don't. I'm not, it's not that he doesn't give a damn anymore. I just think that you know, sometimes he phones it in. He does his job, but back in the day, he was a beast when it came to making movies. He was a beast. Thoughts on this crossover RoboCop, Peter Weller, and Terminator? It's news to me. What do you mean crossover? They're doing a crossover Terminator and RoboCop? If it's a one off, I don't mind seeing that. I would definitely be interested in seeing that. That would be fucking fire. You're the Michael J. White look like from Beyonce. I wish. I wish. If we see Nicolas Cage as Earth 9 Superman in Flashpoint movie, I would be so happy Cage is doing straight to DVD movies. He would jump at the chance to be in the Flashpoint. Yeah, you're right. That's what his career ended up being right now is straight to DVD movies. He has had a pretty good career though. I mean, at one point he was on fire. He was doing Face Off, he was doing National Treasure, he was doing Con Air, just all these movies, man. And I never thought he was that great of an actor, but I've known him from his well, I don't know if it's first movie, but the first movie I ever seen him in was Raising Arizona, which I watched just like a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, it surprised me because he was so good in that movie. You know what I mean? And he deserved to get the movies he did. He had that stretch where he was just killing it. He couldn't do no wrong with the movies. But now it's everything he does is just straight to DVD, straight to DVD. So I have no idea. It's an idea I had of RoboCop versus Terminator. It's an idea you had. Um, Hey man, I'd be down for that. I would definitely be down for that. Only problem is now, if you were to ever get that movie made, Arnold Schwarzenegger is like 150 years old, and Peter Weller is like 100. So you'd probably have to either get other people to play it, and maybe you can um, CGI their faces on it if those are the people that you want to use. But again, one of the Terminator movies, I think it was Genesis, where they had that CGI Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I think that was like one of the best CGI Arnold Schwarzeneggers I've ever seen. They de-aged him, and he was buffed and everything. I was like, "Fuck, that was a good idea." So, better action hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone? Oh, hands down, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. Hands down. I think Sylvester Stallone was always living in Arnold Schwarzenegger's shadows. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Commando, Raw Deal, um, Total Recall, Conan. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was killing it. So Sylvester Stallone was good too, but I think Sylvester Stallone had way more flops than good movies. Bruce Willis is fire. He he was one of my favorite actors as well. From Die Hard. It's funny because I used to watch him when he was doing Moonlighting, that show Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd, and one of my cousins was like, "Hey, I like the show called Moonlight." And I'm like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And then I watched it and I was like, "Ah, this show's kind of funny." So I started watching it too. And then when he got announced for Die Hard, I was like, who the hell wants to go see this comedic guy playing an action role? I'm like, I didn't want to see that. And one of my friends went and seen it. He was like, yo, you gotta go see Die Hard. It's so good. And then I went and seen it. I was like, yo, this still to this day one of my favorite action movies of all time. Did you hear about Chris Hemsworth having chicken legs? I actually seen the picture of it, and when I seen that picture, I'm like, this is Photoshop. This has got to be Photoshop because he's big up top and his legs look like. I'm like, nah, that's a Photoshop picture. It's got to be. If this versus movie was made in the 90s, it would have happened. Yeah, it would have been a good movie. Team Elite, what's up, brother? Glad you could join us. It's Ghost Reaper. Okay, how you doing, man? Uh, I fell for him in Moonlighting. Yeah, he was good in Moonlighting, and I used to like that show. Like him and Sybil Shepherd, they had a good chemistry. And look what happened. He blew up. You don't even hear from Sybil Shepherd anymore. But he blew up in that show. And I just remember his comedy in that. And then he did, which I think was a very underrated movie, Blind Date, with him and what's that chick's name? I can't remember her name. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. I can't remember who the chick was. Oh yeah, Kim Basinger. Okay, yeah. That movie was one of my favorite movies growing up. I used to like Blind Date, man. I thought it was funny. Um, the dude from Night Court was in it too, and he was the jealous boyfriend. Yeah, that movie was fire. Moon Knight has been cast. It's Isaac Oscar. Yeah, I heard that. It's Poe Dameron. It's Apocalypse. That's what I know him from. So I'm just like, well, hopefully he picks it up, man. Hopefully he does something better. Daniel's hot tub. Remember the controversy over Batman Returns? The parents of the 90s were so angry that McDonald's apologized and made Warner Brothers fire Tim Burton, and we never got Batman Forever. Um, they ended up making the next Batman more lighthearted, jokier, so that they could sell more toys. Because I remember even when the first Batman came out, a lot of people were saying it was way too dark. You know what I mean, oh, these movies are too dark, Batman, blah blah blah. And then the studios decided to go a different route after Batman 2, and I think that's when they ruined it. They should have let Tim Burton finish out his vision, and yeah, but yeah, that's nor here nor there. Tim Burton's Batman 3 would have had a Robin Williams as the Riddler and Billy D. Williams would have been exactly right. That's exactly what would have happened. And then in Batman 3 and the rest of them going forward, you don't even hear about Harvey Dent or Billy D. Williams in those movies anymore. And then you bring in Tommy Lee Jones as Two Face. So it's like, wait, what the fuck did you guys just do? Like, Harvey Dent, who was Billy D. Williams, he should have been Two Face. But yeah, they went a different route with that. So would you want to see a Batman Beyond live action film? Absolutely, 100%. You know, I've always said, give me Batman, give me more Batman, give me more Superman, give me more superhero movies, and just make good movies. That's all I care about is good movies. Danny always says we always do this trigonometry shit, and I do it sometimes, but sometimes I just want to go and shut my mind off and watch a good movie. Problem with that is you go to a movie and shut your mind off, and then they do some stupid shit in it where your mind comes back on, and it's like, well, why the fuck would they do that? Like I tell this story all the time. When I first seen the first Guardians of the Galaxy, I usually go to the movies with my son, and my son didn't want to go see it, or I think he was in Grenada with his mom or something like that, whatever. But I went to go see it. So the movie starts off with Star Lord dancing. And I sat there and I was like, oh my God, if this is what this movie is going to be, I was like, what the fuck did I just walk into? But then after that, the movie just picked up and it was so good right up until the dance off at the end. That's it. But I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Considering the only other live action Batman we had was Adam West, Tim Burton practically handed the public Saw. Yeah. Listen, Tim Burton, whatever you want to say about his movies, he actually helped with the superhero movies that we are getting today, because if that first Batman was a flop, we would have never got any other Batman movies. They would have shied away from superhero movies. So they were able to keep it afloat. Then Blade came in, then Spider Man came in, and when Spider Man came in, Spider Man took it to another level. And now we get what we get today. Do you know James Cameron was once going to do Spider Man with Leonardo DiCaprio, Spider Man, and Arnold as Doc Ock? I think I heard something about that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did hear something like that. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was in 2000. Was what? What the hell is that? Was huge. Yeah, absolutely, it was huge. 100%. Back in the day, everyone in story libraries and schoolyards were talking if Batman Forever, if it was in the same universe, if it was a sequel to Batman Returns. Some said yes because it had the same director, same kind of tone. It was just a little bit more funnier. It was in the same universe. It was just bad. No arguments from me. Batman Returns is one of my favorites of all time. 100%. It's a good movie. I could sit down and watch, which I should do because I haven't seen it in a long time. Batman '89. I think I watched it less than a year ago. It's always a go-to that I go to. But Batman Returns, I haven't watched in a long time, so I think I'll go back and watch that one of these nights. It has the same Alfred and Gordon, and some said, no, the Gotham was different, Batman was different, and the feel was different. Same Alfred, same Gordon. You are correct. They they changed the coloring on the Gotham City to make it a little bit more lighthearted, so I can understand where people think that it's not. But believe me, it's the same universe. All of them are. The Val Kilmer, the George Clooney, they're all in the same universe. They're all in that Tim Burton type of universe. So, um, it is what it is. They're not after two. They're not great. They're not good. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the last one was almost like the death of superhero movies, basically, because it did so poorly. It was so badly received that they were stepping away from doing superhero movies. And then I think they tried again with Superman Returns, and that was just a shit show, you know. So, but now the Flashpoint movie will pretend that Batman Forever, Batman Forever did not happen. Well, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I know those was your first take into Batman, and I get that, but I'm fine with that, because I don't think those movies were that good. But maybe they won't, maybe they'll just kind of have it like it was always Keaton that played the role. Maybe they'll talk about certain things in those movies, who knows, but I doubt it. But if they do erase Forever and Robin, I have no issues with that. Did you see Flash in 1990? Did you see Flash in 1990? Are you talking about the TV show? Because I don't think there was a Flash movie. So if you're talking about the TV show, 100% I watched that. 100% I watched that. That's why when he showed up in the new Flash, I was like, oh shit. They actually brought, and that's one of the things that kept me watching it when they did that. I was like, oh shit, they brought back the old Flash. And I know it was his father, but when they ended up giving him the suit, and I think it wasn't Crisis, it was the one before that. And he had the old Flash suit from the series. Like that for me was like, damn, this is fire. And I wish make a Batman Beyond movie. Yeah, they could do it. I don't think that. Yes, the TV show. Yeah, the TV show was fire, bro. I used to love it. Chris O'Donnell was my favorite Robin. Chris O'Donnell was my favorite Robin. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody else played Robin before or after him, at least in the Batman movies. I mean, you got that Nolan one where the cop guy was supposed to be Robin, but sorry, Nolan Batmans don't do it for me, man. Shit, look at my brother Terrence is in the house. What up, Terrence? How you doing, brother? Good to see you up in here. You know what I mean? So many times I'd be streaming and I'm like, hmm, Terrence ain't even in the chat, man. Like Terrence ain't even watching my shit. He ain't commenting on my shit. I'm gonna have to disown him as a brother, you know? I'm joking, Terrence. I'm joking. Glad you can make it a brother. Took me a while to realize when I knew Barry's father was from. Oh man, the minute I seen him, I knew right away. It's like, oh shit, Barry's father is the dude from The Flash. So when they did that, I just figured he was playing like Barry's father. I had no idea that they were going to bring him in. First, they brought him as Jay Garrick, and then they brought him as the Flash from um the '90s series, and that was one of the best things that Flash did. Is the way they crossed over their series with other things. Like that's one of the best things that CW has done. So I'm definitely down for that. Would you say 1990s Flash is better than CW Flash? No, I would not say that. I would not say that. You go back and watch those old Flash episodes, man, and they don't hold up. When I was growing up, they were fire. But if you watch them now, they just don't hold up. Like The effects are fucking trash when he's running. And if I'm not mistaken, the stories weren't in order, something like that. I can't remember what the story was, but something like that where they weren't in order or some shit like that. Here's something that pissed me off. Joel Schumer was approached by Warner Brothers to make a fifth Batman movie titled Batman Unchained. It was going to have Man Bat and Scarecrow, but Joel said no. Yeah, because why he said no was because the studios kept interrupting in things that he wanted to do. He didn't even want to make a darker Batman movie. Studios made him do that. A later Batman movie. I'm sorry. The studios made him do that. He wanted to do like a darker tone, like Tim Burton movie. And studio, nah, we need to sell toys. So that's what it really came down to. So John Wesley Shipp played Flash from the 19th show, very father and recent Flash show, and John absolutely. And that's why I said what they did with him was amazing because when he came in as Barry's father, and then he came in as Jay Garrick, and then he came in as the Flash from the 90s show. So that was really good. So Joel said no to Warner, and Warner Brothers took a step back, and they did not do it. Yeah, well, let's be glad that they didn't do it because they would have probably fucking made him do what they wanted to do and not what he wanted to do. And we know what happens when Warner Brothers gets involved in making movies. We get Justice League. So yeah, fuck Warner Brothers. I wish they didn't stop the Gotham show on Fox and wish Stefan would have made more Arrow. Okay, so the Gotham series I stopped watching after season one. For some reason, Jada Pinkett's character was not appealing to me. I think I watched a few episodes of season two, but Jada Pinkett's character was not appealing to me. But what I can tell you this is from what I hear from Terrence and other people is that they'd get the villains correct when they did it in later seasons. Like the villains are on point. So I may go back and watch the rest of it, but you know, with all the shows that are coming out now, I'm really not sure if I'll ever get back to going back to that. Maybe one day. So I love the storytelling from the 90s series, but the new Flash show is much better. There's no comparison. I agree. I agree 100%. And the effects don't hold up at all. 100% Terrence. Yes and no, it's worth watching. He was a good Flash. Also, Mark Hamill playing the trickster, which led him to play Joker. Yeah, that is correct. And then even Mark Hamill came back to play the trickster in the original Flash movies, right? So it led to that too. On those really cool how DC keeps things in the family, bringing things full circle. It is good. You know what they did with their multiverse is something that I think Marvel has been trying to master, and that's one thing they haven't mastered yet is bringing their series. Like we're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier, we're getting WandaVision, we're getting Loki. But these are all things that are happening in between the movies, I guess, if you want to put it that way, right? And you barely get any connections. But what the CW did is they connected their movies to Flash, they connected to the Smallville, they connected to all those superhero movies that came before it, even that trash ass Birds of Play one, which I never even knew existed or saw. So they knew what they were doing. DC needs to get their act together. Like the DCEU needs to get their act together. The Gotham Bat suit is trash. I never seen it. Like I know he gets the suit at the end of the series. I never seen it. So I don't know. Although I love Gotham, but this show is not for everyone. The best thing about the show are the villains and the development of Bruce Wayne. Yeah, that's what I heard. A lot of people talk about how they did the villains right, especially you and Danny, like always talking about how good the villains are. So Tim Burton and Michael Keaton tried to teach Joel Schumacher how to make Batman dark, but Joel said, "But why does it have to be dark?" And with that, Michael Keaton left the project. Yeah, that is why Michael Keaton left the project because he didn't want to be involved in that crap, you know. So what's up, Bo? What's going on? See you calling out my name. What go on? The Riddler in Gotham was perfect. Love Victor. Yeah. Terrence and Danny say the same thing. Yeah, that's correct. You've said the villains were on point in that series too. You know, I remember you guys talking about it. So maybe I'll go back and walk it. I know I've seen some of the episodes before he came the Riddler, and I don't know. I just wasn't feeling the guy. So maybe if I go back and watch it, it'll get better. But Mark, great. Have you seen the movie The Guyver? He was in that movie. It's 1998. I love it. I know I've seen it, but it was so long ago. I don't remember that movie. Like I could picture the poster in my head and everything. Just ask me anything that happens in that movie, and I couldn't remember jack shit. The way they portray the Joker on Gotham was weird, but the actor was good. Yeah, I think I'll go back and watch it. I don't think that Joel Schumacher wanted to make a dark Batman. Joe wanted to make it all neon lights and cheesy. Okay, so it was Joe that wanted to make it. But Warner Brothers ended up making a lighter one anyways, right? So, like, who knows? DC connected the Flash 90 series, Birds of Prey series, Lucifer, Smallville, and the Batman 60 series, as well as a lot of past DC films, that current ones at the time too. Yeah, you're right, Terrence. You're right. They did a lot of that, and what they did it perfectly. You know, a lot of people that I know kind of said Crisis wasn't good, but for what they could do, because you can't expect them to do what they did in the comic. They don't even have all the characters in there to do that, right? So what for what it's worth, for what they did with their universe, it's fine. Problem with people is they expect everything. I shouldn't say this because I know it's gonna come back to me when it comes to Mortal Kombat, but people expect these movies to be like the comic books or like the TV shows, and the studios do something different, right? And yes, I know that's exactly what they did with Mortal Kombat. I just didn't like what the fuck they did. I'm sorry. All right. I know I wasn't expecting them to do everything that they did in the game, but what they did do was absolute trash. I wasn't a fan of it. So I'm just throwing that out there. So they brought in Titan, Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol. That had me cheering. Yeah, they did do that. One of the episodes, you could see all the. They should have never canceled Swamp Thing. To be honest with you, that show was fucking good. What did you think of Army of the Dead? I thought Army of the Dead was um, good action. The story was horrible. You know, that's what I'll say about it. The action in that movie was pretty decent. You know, Zack Snyder really knows how to do his action, but the story, some of the things he did in that story, the tropes, the cliches, and all that shit with the daughter, and yeah, it just didn't do it for me. Onzo Cameron Mulligan played three different Jokers on Gotham. That guy is really talented. Three different Jokers and three different Jokers on Gotham. Okay, interesting. Um, The parent of the 90s did not like Batman Returns. They said it was too dark and scary. That is nothing compared to what they have today. Yeah, I know. 100%. But I was a little bit older, so for me, it was like, no, these aren't. They're still campy movies, you know. I don't think. I don't think. Um, Batman Returns was as well. Yeah, they're on the same. I didn't think they were really campy, campy. A lot of people say that, but I didn't think they were that campy. But I got to go back and watch it to see. Smallville was a great show. Yeah, Terrence will tell you that all the time. It's one of his favorite shows. On the Crisis on Infinite Earth from a TV perspective was really good. This was on a small screen, which is very difficult to pull off. Absolutely, it's difficult to pull off because you got to have what that three, four different shows that you got to connect into something, and you know, I wish I would have seen more Black Lightning in it, but whatever they did was fine, 100%. Warner Brother needs to get with CWs on how to do superhero movies. That I can agree with. Hit that like button. That is correct. Thank you very much for that poll. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Do all that shit. Let me pop that up there so people come in and don't forget to hit the like button. You know, I guess that's the YouTube algorithm now. It's weird what YouTube is doing anyway. So, but also funny thing is, a lot of humans that complain about the Crisis on Infinite Earth in the Arrowverse didn't read that comic arc. As far as I'm concerned, that was pretty impressive. Well, yeah, of course, for what they could do. You know, when you talk about the one in the comic, they brought everybody together, and some of these characters that they brought have in the comic, We haven't even seen them in the universe already. So what they did was perfect. Batman Returns is tame compared to Game of Thrones or Ghost Rider, for example. I agree with that. Brandon Roth as Superman was fixed in Crisis, absolutely 100%. And it's funny because after Crisis, a lot of people were like, "Oh, give me more. Give me him as Kingdom Come Superman. I want to see more of him and this and that." But when he had his movie, nobody wanted to see it. But the movie was trash anyway. It's like Superman's main villain was a fucking mountain of kryptonite. So Anzo Cameron played one of the Joker in the early Gotham, played a second Joker. Then he's stapled on his face after being torn off. Then a different one in the final season. Really? Oh, yeah. Okay, sounds interesting. If you're adapting something, you have to respect the source material. Exactly. That I can agree with. You don't have to follow it completely, but you definitely have to respect it. And when you bring in Cole Young and do all the shit you did, you don't respect the source material. So yeah, there you go. I hope they do not do another Crisis on Infinite Earth in movie form, because if they do, this time no Oliver to bring back the multiverse. Well, if they were to do it in movie form, they would actually have to like bring in a Green Arrow. Like, this is something you can't just do right away. You have to build up to it, and DC hasn't built, especially DCEU hasn't built up their universe enough to do a Crisis on Infinite Earth. They just don't. But you see, this is why I say maybe we don't know their plan, right? Because they're bringing in a black Superman. They're doing this Batman from another universe. They're doing this Joker from another universe. So maybe they're going to start bringing into all these other universes and then build up to a Crisis. They could do that. The only issue is you haven't built up your main fucking characters yet. You haven't built up Superman. You haven't built up Batman. You haven't built up them up the way they should be. You're building up Gal Gadot. She had 2 movies. Aquaman is getting a second movie. How are these guys getting a second movie, but we still haven't seen a fucking Man of Steel 2 or a solo Batman movie? So if they're building up to Crisis on Infinite Earths in the theaters, you have to, it's going to take like a 10-year stretch like Marvel did to even build up to something like that. And if they did do that and they did it right, I can guarantee you it would probably beat out Infinite Endgame if they did it right. But does anybody have enough faith in Warner Brothers to do it right? That's the question. You know. Also, I liked that Black Lightning stopped that machine when he did, because those characters would have died. Yeah, I did like that. I just wish they would have had more Black Lightning in it. Tyler Superman was fixed on his own show. If you're talking about Lois and Clark, that's Superman. Yes, he was. Spoilers, Terrence. What do you think about them making new Superman movie without Henry Cavill? But you see, this is the problem that I have, is that they had a good Superman. Henry Cavill was a good Superman. They should have stuck to the course and did that. Now, I've said it many times, and I know Terrence is in here and he'll probably disagree with me, but I don't give a fuck about whether you make Clark Kent, Superman, Kal-El Black. I don't care, as long as you stay true to the story. If you make a good Superman movie, doesn't matter if he's black, white, Asian, Chinese, a fucking female, doesn't matter. Just make a good story. That's all I care about, is a good story. So did they do him wrong? Absolutely, because he didn't get a second movie, which he should have. 100%, he should have got a chance to get a Man of Steel 2. But Warner Brothers panicked because the stuff that they were doing wasn't making the money that they thought it would make. And the funny thing about it is, Man of Steel and Superman made money. It's just they didn't make as much as they wanted them to. So Onzo Cameron Mulligan had a different task because they never officially referred to any of his characters as a Joker, but that's what they were. Okay. I love seeing Static Shock movie or series. I love the cartoon they had years ago. I heard they're in the works of doing something with Static Shock. I'd be absolutely fine with that. You know what I mean? The more of these characters that we get to see on the big screen, the better. Ben Affleck versus Deathstroke. I need that. Yeah, I needed that movie too. And I think they got the perfect guy to play Deathstroke in the movie. So I was sitting there and I was like, yeah, man, um if they had did a sorry, they did a Batman movie, I would definitely be fucking fine with that. Onzo, Stephen Amell killed it as Green Arrows. His performance started an entire universe. We can never forget that. That was the landmark. Crazy impressive. Shout out to Green Arrow. I agree with you 100%, Terrence. And when that show first came on, the first season, I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna watch no fucking Green Arrow. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I didn't even know it was fucking like the Green Arrow from the comics. I just thought they were just doing the show. And then someone was telling me, no, man, it's Green Arrow. It's Green Arrow. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. So let me start watching. So I started watching it, and yeah, that show is fire. Now the problem is a lot of these series, they start off fire. They have a lot of good seasons, but then their seasons drop, you know. And I guess I don't know what it is because you have so much source material to work from. You should be able to at least have a fire season every year. But this last season of Flash, like I said before, was absolutely 100% trash. So if DC does Crisis on Infinite as a big screen, and get it right, that will crush everything. Yeah, 100%. They just got to get it right. And I don't know if I have enough faith in them to do that. Daniel's hot topic: Crisis in the comics messed Superman up. Pre Crisis, Superman destroyed a galaxy by sneezing, and he could wrap a chain around the solar system and he pulls it on his back. Oh, yeah. Mm. I know I've read the Crisis on Infinite Earth comics. I just don't remember, man. It was so long ago. But post Crisis Superman, with great difficulty, barely could lift a Boeing 747. Yeah, well, this is the problem, and this is what they do: is Superman is a god, right? You have to power him down. You have to because he can beat everybody. And if you're trying to make a good Superman movie, you have to have some stakes in there. You know what I mean? You can't keep bringing up kryptonite to beat Superman. So you have to start putting in characters that are just as strong, make it more interesting. Henry Cavill was a good Superman elbow cuff. I think he was good. Also, if someone hasn't watched Crisis on Infinite Earth, they don't want to see it. Yeah, I agree. It's been out way too long. Ben Affleck was born to play Batman, 100%. I hope we get to see Man of Steel 2. I hope we do too, but chances are we won't because they announced a new Superman movie on Henry Cavill's birthday. And I think a lot of people make a big deal out of it. You know, it's like, oh, they announced it on his birthday. Maybe they didn't even really know it was his birthday. I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they didn't. Maybe. Maybe they just announced it. They weren't even thinking about Henry Cavill's birthday, you know, because there's sometimes where I know someone's birthday's coming up. And then when I get the notification on Facebook, I'm like, oh shit, it's his birthday today. My bad. Happy birthday, you know? So if it wasn't for the notification, I probably would have forgot. Yeah, remember these studios and they can't keep track of every single actor and actress out there, even if they worked with them. So I don't think it was really done maliciously. It could be, but I don't think so. Also, just want good movies. They should leave that agenda stuff on the shelf and blow that shelf up. Yeah, 100%. Now, like I said on previous stream, if we get a Superman, you know, and he's helping black people fight the oppression of white cops and all of this shit, then it's like, yeah, that's agenda driven movie, and that's gonna be absolute fucking trash. Black people are gonna hate it, white people are gonna hate it. Absolutely 100%. At this point, we don't need that stuff in our movies. Like, if you want to put them in there, because all movies or most movies have little hidden messages in it, little statements that people are trying to make, and I get that. But if you're making that statement out in the bold and it's just like, bam, black Superman, here you go, you know, that's when it's an issue. But if you just make a Superman movie and have a black man on the poster and you're just like, oh, look, a black Superman, really? People be intrigued with that. But when you start, no, we're going to do a black Superman because we need representation, blah, 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 that's when it gets clouded. That's when the judgment gets clouded for me. Grant Gustin killed it as the Flash then. He was a good Flash. Arrow season 1 was the best. I can definitely agree with that. Flash season 1 was the best. Flash season 1 was good too. Christian Bale as Batman was only at its best in Batman Begins. Um, it's funny because when I seen the trailer for Batman Begins, I was like, yo, this looks so fire. I'm like, yeah, yeah, all right. And then right at the end, he's in the warehouse and he's like, I'm Batman. I was like, what the fuck was that? So I rewound the trailer, watched it again. I'm Batman. And I was like, that's his voice? I'm like, no, that please don't tell me that's his voice. Then I watched the movie and I was like, yeah, that's his fucking voice. And from that moment on, I did not like him as Batman. Anzo Arrow had a good season finale. The respect came full circle. The season finale was good. I didn't have an issue with that. I know a lot of people had an issue with Deagle not being around when he died, at least both times. But I mean, hey man, we can't always get what we want, right? Where did you get a chain that can wrap around the universe? I don't know. You'd have to ask the person who wrote the comic. I have no idea. Anzo Superman's basically God. He can always destroy his opponent, but he tends to hold back because of his morals. So you must write good stories with him, and there are plenty of good stories. Yeah, I agree with you. But again, you also can't, like you said, he's a God and he does have morals, and I guess that could be an issue. But um, if the only two things that are stopping him from winning a fight is kryptonite and his morals, then you know by episode or comic book 100 or whatever, episode 100, you're like, really? His morals again? Really? Kryptonite again? You know what I mean? So you have to at least balance out his powers so that when he fights somebody, there's real stakes towards it. That's all I'm saying. Although the DC universe has a lot of crazy stuff in it, not too much. All the hacked characters, you have to write good stuff. Just keep it interesting. I agree with that. The Death Star had 9 planets worth of metal, a whole solar system. You know what I mean? There's a lot of confusion on this topic, but remember Batman versus Superman in the movies? Lex has Zod's body and he spills his blood on Zod's face. That Doomsday Zod transformed, or was it a clone of Zod and Lex? Um, I think he needed to mix his DNA. If I'm not mistaken, his DNA had to be a part of it, but I don't think it was his DNA. It just had to be anybody's DNA to mix it with the human, with the Kryptonian stuff. So yeah, it's possible that he was a mix between Lex and Zod. Batman Begins showed Batman from the comics using gadgets and using fear to scare enemies and showed the duality of Batman and Bruce Wayne. Yes, but you see, I don't want a Batman that's grounded in that kind of real life universe. I mean, we're gonna get that probably with the Batman, but I think it's gonna be a little bit more comic booky stuff too. I just think that it just wasn't for me. I hope Grant Gustin's Flash is in Flashpoint movie and Melissa Benso as well. Um, I think what they will do is they will do something with that, like maybe show the same clip from the CW or maybe have it from Ezra Miller's Flash perspective. I think they could do that. But yeah, I would like to see him show up in that too. So the Arrowverse has a ton of material and it's still going. It's difficult to catch up. It's easier to watch MCU films. You can get them a little. Absolutely. You know how much seasons you'd have to go through. But if I'm not mistaken, I heard that The Flash is ending after the next season. So still contemplating the physics behind the chain. I have no idea. Maybe you should have a discussion with Terrence on that because Terrence is a comic book guru. So maybe he can explain to you. I'm a big Batman fan, so even if the movies and show sucks, I'm just happy to see him on screen. I thought Batman versus Superman could have been much better. I'm super loyal and I'm more DC fan than Marvel. And that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Movies are subjective. A lot of people trash Man of Steel. A lot of people trash Batman versus Superman. I don't think they're trash. You know what I mean? I think fucking Justice League is worse than all of those movies. But at least they were able to right the ship with Zack Snyder and giving him his movie, and they hide the numbers. But I think it was a success. 100%. I think it was a success.
Heck, Batman 89 is on the same level as Batman Begins. No, Batman 89 is a lot better. Sorry. Do you like the Rocky and to the Future films? The Rocky and what? I'm back. Tobacco? To the Future films? Hmm. I don't know what you mean by that. Please explain. Also, I've been watching Arrowverse since it started. I haven't missed anything. There's so much stuff to watch. I'm glad we have some new shows while some of the OGs are still going. Yeah, I know you watch Batwoman, bro. I know you watch everything. I can't do that. Grant Gustin's Flash and Melissa Bennett's Supergirl in the Flashpoint movie would be great. Have Ezra Miller's Flash going from universe to universe and ending up on Earth 89, connecting with the multiverse. We see the thing is, Flash has went back in time so many times. I'm pretty sure they could do something with one of the times he went back in time, and while he's running and they show that he ends up someplace that he wasn't supposed to. Maybe he forgets that he was there, some shit like that. I have no idea, but there's definitely things that they could do. Until most humans can't handle opinions that are not their own. That's the problem with a lot of humans. I must keep an open mind to have great conversation with various humans. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%, Terrence. Sorry, I misspelled Rocky and Back to the Future films. Do you like? Um, I like Back to the Future films. Absolutely. I liked all three of them. Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, they were fire. Rocky films, um, I like them. I think the one with Tommy Gunn, I think that was 4, was the shittest one. But he redeemed himself with Balboa. Then we got the Creed movies. Absolutely amazing movies. So yeah, 100%. I know they wanna, or they've been talking about remaking the Back to the Future movies, rebooting them, and I'm just like, no, don't do that. Leave Back to the Future alone. If it's any franchise to leave alone, it's Back to the Future. Leave it alone because you're not gonna make them as good as the ones that we got, and you're just gonna fuck them up. So, I mean, people always say you can always go back to the originals, but still, don't do that. Anzo, even if you don't see me around, we always we while always be brothers. We will always be brothers. My support for you is as brother. Absolutely, Terrence. I don't know that, man. I'm just fucking with you. We'll be doing one of our late night streams pretty soon. What I'm gonna do is I am actually gonna close this one up. I've been almost on for 2 hours. I've been like sitting here fucking for 2 hours, almost talking to my goddamn self. Like I've it's not the first time I did it by myself, but I think I went longer than I usually do. But I am gonna drop by MSK Scream so I can chill out with him for a bit before I go to bed. Name a celebrity you would like to meet. Saina Lathan. If you guys know who Saina Lathan is, or Senna Lathan, or however you pronounce her name, she was in Love and Basketball. She was in Alien versus Predator. She's in a lot of those black movies. She is absolutely gorgeous. Man, I would love to meet her. Definitely. See how Drunk PPO went on a date with Gina Carano? Yeah, give me a date with her. 100%. Give me a date with her. So I hear we may see Ezra Miller's Flash go to Earth 96, Brandon Routh's Superman Earth, Linda Carter Wonder Woman's Earth, and maybe Keanu Reeves Constantine Earth, and correct it all. Um, Hey man, like I said, if they do these things, they just gotta do them right. That's all I'm saying is, yeah, I don't mind seeing all these stuff. I don't mind them going to different Earths. I don't mind multiverse. I actually like the concept of the multiverse. So if they're gonna do all of this stuff, man, just do it right. That's all I'm asking. Is don't give us no fluff, don't give us no bullshit. Just write some good stories so that because I want both to succeed. I want DCEU to succeed and I want Marvel to succeed. DCEU doesn't have to be like Marvel. We don't need the same formula that Marvel does. I don't mind the fucking dark vision that they had for the DCEU. It made it a little bit more realistic. Well, as realistic as it could be, but a little bit more grittier. And I liked that. So I hope they do that again. What are your top 5 superhero movies? Okay. And because I don't want to just like fucking drown it with MCU movies, I'm gonna go Infinity War, and in no particular order except for Infinity War. Infinity War is number one, hands down. But I'll go Infinity War. I'll go Batman '89. I'll go Spider-Man 2. Um, Superman 2, and trying to think of a fifth one. Okay, fifth one's gonna be Civil War. So I try not to keep it to all two MCU movies, but yeah, those are top of them. Yo, if you know me, I would love to meet Toby Maguire or Arnold. Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind that, but I want to meet a female. Sorry, I don't want to meet a male actor. Harrison Ford, I wouldn't mind meeting him, but if our first choice has to be female actress, and it's Saint Lathan, hands down. So Gina Carano was my favorite MMA fighter before I got hooked on Ronda Rousey. Yeah, I know. And she became an actress. She got in some movies, so I can see that. Ronda Rousey, I wasn't a big fan of. Still ain't, but I can understand that. Top five superhero films: Iron Man 2008, Avengers 2012, Batman '89, Man of Steel, Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi. It's a good list. Can't complain about that. Connect to Earth 89. That would be great. I hope they don't tell us too much and don't tell us what Michael Keaton's Batman has been up to in the last 30 years. Mystery is good, less, and is more with this character. I agree with you. We don't need to know everything he's done. You can give us a little backstory where he's been or whatever, stuff like that. But we don't need to know every single thing he's done for 30 years. I can agree with that. So what if I got a role in Batwoman? Would you watch the episode I'm in? I would be laughing if my debut role was on that show. Um, I'd probably go to YouTube and watch the clips that you're in. I don't know if I would watch the whole show or I would fast forward to the parts that you're not in. I just think that movie is absolutely a piece of fucking doo doo that should be flushed down a toilet and never seen again. So it's difficult for me to pick only five comic book movies because I like too many to the same degree. I know, but you know what we'll do when we do our late night stream night turns? We'll do that. We'll pick our we'll go 10 because we usually go a few hours. So we'll go 10. You know what I mean? We don't have to discuss them or anything. If you want to, we can, but we could just pick our 10. Like give 10 superhero movies, any genre, any year, any superhero movie. I'm down for that. Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Jean Claude Van Damme. Jean Claude Van Damme has some fighting skills, but I would still say Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'd have to pick Arnold Schwarzenegger in their prime. We're talking in their primes, right? Yeah, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger would fucking smoke his ass. Batman '89, Amazing Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man, sorry, Batman the Dark, Batman Dark Knight, Deadpool, Aquaman. Yeah, you got Deadpool in your top five. Interesting. What's up, Neener Zero? How you doing? What I want to do? Do you like the running back that the Steelers got in the draft? I haven't, to be honest with you, I don't watch college football, so I haven't seen anything about him. But one thing I know about the Steelers is they've always been good at drafting running backs. So hopefully he can help because last year our running game fucking sucked. And because we had Big Ben, who was coming off an elbow injury, trying to pass all the time, didn't help. And when the playoffs came around, it was just like once we lost that first game, it was just downhill from there. So Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1 and 2 are way better than Garfield films. Facts. 100%. Facts, Andrew. Facts. 100%. I agree with that. So I am going to close it up now, guys. I do appreciate all of you that came in here. You guys really came in and helped me fucking stay on here for like 2 hours just to talk. So I do appreciate all the all the info you guys and input you put in there. Hit the like button. Okay, so let me go through this. Do you think Christopher Nolan's Batman will be in Flashpoint? I heard that they didn't sign Christian Bale for that, so I don't think so. Also, Van Damme versus Arnold in a fight. Was that the question? Yeah. When it comes to fighting skills, Van Damme is a martial artist. He would wreck Arnold. When it comes to movies, I prefer Arnold film. Yeah, I think it was in a fight. If it's in the movies, it's Arnold movies. I know Van Damme is a martial artist, but at the same time, I've heard he isn't that good, like as good as he portrays to be. And I think someone said something about him being an actor. I can't remember what it was, but there was something that was they were saying about Van Damme that I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. Smash the like button. Thank you very much, Zeno. I don't know why I'm messing up names today, but I do appreciate that. Also, don't get me wrong, I love many of Van Damme's films. I wouldn't say I love many of them. I love a few. You know what I mean? Um, Kickboxer, Bloodsport. mm, Other than that, the rest of them are just like meh. I remember Cyborg. I remember that came out. I was like, yeah, Cyborg. I can't wait to see Cyborg. That was a hot mess, man. That really wasn't that good. Robin Adam can go screw themselves. I read Spider Man comics and I see Tobey Maguire when I read those comic books. Correct. I agree with you 100%. Anzo, did you watch the original Crow movie in theaters? 100%. Absolutely, I did. I I did because I was a Brandon Lee fan. He had done, I think, two movies prior to that. Um, Shit, I can't remember the names of them. I know Terrence will remember them. I think one was called Rapid Fire or something like that. Was really good. And then when I seen that he was doing The Crow, and you watch the trailers for those movies, I'm like, yo, this shit looks fire. 100%. I seen that in the movie. I didn't see the rest of him because he wasn't in it, but yeah, I did. Yeah, I like both of them. Yeah, I know, Terrence. I know. I hope Venom 2 is better than the one on one. Sorry. I hope Venom 2 is better than one, and one was not great, but from the trailers looks same big waste. What are your thoughts? Um, a lot of people didn't like the trailers because it was too jokey and there were things in there. I didn't hate the first Venom. I thought it was a decent movie, but I do think Venom 2 is going to be better. I do. Hanzo Cyborg was bad, but there were some crazy scenes in that film. Yeah, it's been a long time since I seen it. Terrence, I can't remember the scenes in there. I just remember, yeah, that it was absolutely, absolutely, absolutely bad. There's so much discuss when you're talking about Van Damme. Yeah, I agree. Hanzo Laser Mission, Showdown in Little Tokyo, Rapid Fire. Yeah, Rapid Fire was the one I was talking about. Showdown in Little Tokyo, Laser Mission. I don't remember Laser Mission. Favorite Jurassic Park world film. Well, favorite Jurassic Park movie is the first one. First, second, third, and rest of them were the last one. I know with the clone and all that shit. That was just fucking garbage. So Brandon Lee was also in the Kung Fu TV movies back in the day. King Fu? I don't know what that is. Never seen it. Who would win in a fight? Michael Keaton Batman or Christian Bale Batman? Michael Keaton Batman. Christian Bale Batman sucks, and I'll say it all day, every day. Michael Keaton Batman, 100%. So Brandon Lee was gonna blow up right before the humans murdered him. Still breaks my heart. Yeah, he was gonna blow up because fucking The Crow. That movie was amazing. I could sit down and watch that movie today until it comes on. Every time it comes on, like that movie is fucking amazing. The bad guy in it, I love the bad guy in it. I love all the actors that are in that. Um, Fuck, what was the guy's name? Light it up, light it up. Yeah, that shit is fire. Terrence versus Mirror Universe Terrence. Yeah, that fight would go on forever and ever and ever. Nobody would win that fight, Mads, and they would just wreck everything around them. So yeah, we definitely don't want to have any of that. Also, Legacy of Rage was Brandon Lee. Oh, really? I'd have to go back and watch these movies because I only remember Tokyo and Rapid Fire. Did you know I see a lot of Spider Man fans rank the Amazing Spider Man 2 so low? I don't know what Rob and Adam are smoking, like that film. Yeah. Like I said, man, everybody likes their movies, you know, and for Rob and Adam, that's their Spider-Man, and I get it. It's just not my Spider-Man. Will never be my Spider-Man. Hanzo Showdown, Little Token, Brandon Lee and Dolphin. Yes, yes, that's it. Brandon Lee and Dolphin. I remember that was a pretty fun film. Yeah, I like that. Mads, you got Terrence laughing over there. And of course, Mads is smiling, licking her lips. Yeah, you would sit down with your popcorn just watching that shit all day, every day, wouldn't you? Huh? Anzo, what if I had powers of reverse flash? That would be a fun development. Yeah, it probably would be, but no telling what damage you would fucking do if you had them kind of powers. Oh, I did hit the 2 hour mark, guys, so now I'm going to close it up. I know MSK has probably started up now, and I'm going to jump over there for a real bit before I go to bed. Much appreciated everybody that came in to enjoy the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will do this once in a while. Like I said, I got members, but I don't have enough members to do like just a membership only stream or something like that. So if any of you guys want to become a member, where we can just do a stream and I can have you guys in there, we can just talk and shit like kind of like what Rob does, then join up. But other than that, I'm about to break out of here. What's the top three baddest superhero movies you watch? Mine would be Punisher, Daredevil, and Shazam. Top three baddest as in worse? Uh, worse. Let me see. Worse. Well, let me get to the worst ones first before I go there. Um, Batman Forever, definitely. Batman and Robin, and Thor Ragnarok. There you go. Oh shit. With that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace. Oh, let's find my outro. But yeah, I am outie. Thank you for telling me it was a great stream. I just figured I'd just get on here and talk some shit with you guys. But with that being said, peace.